You ever just go looking through some shit and then you like find something that you're like, why do I have this? I'm sure you do all the time because you literally live in piles of stuff.
Surprisingly, no.
No? I just did.
Damn.
Motley Crue.
Damn.
What is it? Carnival of Sins
Yeah.
live 2 DVD set.
We actually had a video where you were shitting on Motley Crue. Unfortunately, the audio was terrible on it, but your hate for Motley Crue is high.
Damn, dude, it's fold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate Motley Crue, and I found this in the bedroom, and I was like, why, when, how? But then I realized it was my ex's, and that's just like worse.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cause like of course the memories flood back. 1, and then 2, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
She liked Motley Crue. Damn, now I want to punch her.
And you let that swing too.
Yeah, you
Not
know.
only did you let it swing, but you let it enter your realm.
Yeah,
Your inner
and
sanctum
vice
of
versa.
evil.
Yeah, dude, you know, it's crazy because it reminds me, you actually kind of segued unintentionally into what I want to talk about. But it reminds me of the concessions we make, the compromises we make for other people, you know, when there's some sort of relationship being formed.
Yeah, many a time have I had to ignore massive weenies.
Yeah, literally slapping you on the face. It's because of my naked cartwheeling.
Ah, why you?
Yeah, I know.
What the shit, dude?
Anyway, but yeah, man, it's kind of weird, like, you know, to see someone that you know go into a relationship, especially if it's like an intimate relationship, you know, like you know, boyfriend girlfriend situation, whatever. Because you know, I mean, whether you accept that or not, you gotta give some to get some, and I don't mean that in the, you know, you gotta give some to get some ass way, although that too. But it's just the way it works. You're living with someone else. You got to make some deals and treaties and contracts. And apparently that includes Motley Crue.
Yeah, dude.
But I remember also that aside from the treaties and contracts, there's also that you begin to take on the traits of the other person, and or you begin to do things that it might not even be for anybody's benefit, but that you think the other person finds pleasing. So when I saw this,
Like twerking?
Like I was just
Dude,
twerking
yeah,
24/7.
Wasn't good, dude.
It was like, dude, who is this pleasing? You asked me, and I was like, I don't know. I just started.
You're just doing it in the middle of a desert for some reason. I just imagine
In the middle of a void.
Yeah.
And
Why?
and you walk in. How'd you get in the void, dude? But yeah, man. So when I found this, it reminded me of that also, and I remembered something strange popped into my head. All right, so you know, I was with my ex for a while, and you know, she began. I think you'd agree. She began to pick up not habits, but likes, dislikes that I had, and that's the thing that happens when you get it with somebody. You know, you try to open up your world. Some people just straight out imitate each other.
Yes.
You know, that's weird. Go ahead.
I had a fella, not a fella. Why did I say
I
fella?
knew it.
Why did I say fella?
Why am I still holding Motley Crue up?
A female fella that I was talking to, and it was the most annoying thing ever, cause she would just pretend to like shit I did.
Yeah, that's
and I was
pretty weird.
And like it got to a point where I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about you, just the shit that you know I like, and it's obvious you don't like it.
Yeah.
So this stinks.
It can get really weird. Thankfully, that was not the case with
Yeah.
me, but that would suck.
Yeah,
Because
it sucks.
It wasn't the case with me, and I thought it kind of sucked a little. Like, I mean, you don't have to like everything I like, was
Yeah.
my thought process, you know? I appreciate the effort, and the effort was genuine, let me tell you. Like, this was a person that never watched a lot of movies or didn't invest time in movies like I did, and she went to, like, on a mission. Like, I'm gonna watch every fucking movie, and I'm gonna understand why you like it. Which, honestly, is kind of spooky if you think about it in retrospect. But a lot of shit in relationships is spooky when you think about it in retrospect.
She was 12 hours into Shrek when we were like, dude, I don't even like Shrek.
No, trust me, she knew Shrek sucked in my eyes. Although in retrospect, Shrek's not that bad. But the point is, Shrek 3 sucks. It had that scene though that was pretty good. But anyway, yeah, dude. So anyway, I picked this up and it reminded me of something. Yeah, she was taking on all these likes and dislikes and even behaviors that I exhibited. And honestly, I'm not conscious of me doing that with her stuff, but I'm sure I did, as it's quid pro quo in situations like that.
You started wearing Daisy Dukes.
Oh well, yeah, that one was obvious because my butt cheeks was cold and not present, as I have none. Hank Hill butt,
dude. He has got the Hank Hill butt.
Hey, look, man, it hurts right now because I got no cushion. But
Your
anyway,
tailbone's exposed.
So I picked it up, and the first thing that came to mind was that whenever there was a bone session, you know, as in me boning her, in case you're wondering, not me getting penetrated by a strap-on, for anyone that was wondering. No one, except for me, dude, apparently.
We all assumed. The fact that you clarified it makes
it highly suspect. But yeah, man, whenever there was a bone session, she took on the habit of putting on music, right? And thankfully not motley crap.
Damn.
Because look, man, it might have been asshole-ish of me, but I was like, I'm not gonna listen to Motley Crue ever.
Whilst boning or just
whilst
in general?
Anything.
Yeah.
So
whilst existing.
You know, again, in retrospect, a little asshole-ish maybe, but she'd never heard Motley Crue in front of me, thankfully. But anyway, she took to the habit of putting on music when we boned, and I'm like, I'm bare bones boner, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be hearing no damn music while I bone. If you put a movie on while I bone, I'm gonna watch the movie. Which, by the way, one time there was a BJ situation going on during the movie, and I just continued watching the movie.
Damn.
And there was, look, dude, there's never been a crossroads like that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, damn, this is both great. But she picked the movie. Sort of. I mean, I was still getting the BJ, but I was like, dude, this movie though, I gotta, you know, and it's a movie I'd seen before, by the way, 2001 Maniacs, in case you're wondering.
Oh, come on, man.
And so I'm watching the fucking movie, the BJ situation going on, and she takes notice that I'm not exactly, you know, concentrating on what I should be concentrating, i.e. the BJ situation, and she kind of like, you know, gets a little huffy. But the moment that she noticed just happened to intersect where there was a moment on the screen where there was some sexual shit being thrown around.
Oh, shit.
So the assumption was I was looking at the movie while getting my jollies off. You know?
When really it was actually a lamer thing.
Yeah, really. It was just I was being a complete nerd watching a movie. So that was lame of me. And now I'm like, damn, I should have concentrated on that J. But anyway, I digress. So she took to putting music on, and the music she chose, although thankfully not Motley Turds, was Marilyn Manson. Now I like Manson. Don't get me wrong.
It's not a good bone soundtrack.
Well, you know, a lot of chicks like Manson, so to them it's a good bone soundtrack. But to me, being a Manson fan was a contentious thing in my life.
It's a dumb joke. Okay. The only thing I like to bone to is yakety sax. And that's just referring to my sack.
And how people yak when they watch it. It's just the soundtrack of vomit. Although, yeah, yakety sax would probably be very apropos. It'd just be like a comedy of errors. Ding
being like buried in 5 feet of lawn.
Oh, man. Anyway, yakety sax aside, she would put on these Manson tracks, right? And it was distracting, dude. Like, I mean, I didn't want to tell her because that was like what she decided was her thing. And, you know, in the sex situations, I'm of the mind that to get what you want to get, you also kind of give them what what they want, you know? Quid pro quo. Unless it's something super weird, you know? Which probably still quid pro quo. So I was like, all right, we're going to roll with the Manson songs, I guess. And it was just like weird, dude. Like my fandom of Manson came from me hating Manson at first. So I was like, this guy, because, you know, when he came out, it was a whole controversy, and it was more about the controversy than the music. And, you know, I was like, this is a guy I don't want to ever experience. But then I ended up liking Manson as an artist, you know? So, and then I was in that geek level where I was like dissecting lyrics, and and he's somebody, unlike that chick that tried to go with the dissecting the Misfits lyrics. With Manson, he's such a great lyricist that there's actually work to be done when studying his lyrics, if you will. So now all I'm hearing, whilst the boning is going on, is this dude droning on about, his chemical dependency or whatever. And I'm like, this is not sexy at all.
That's very unsexy music to hum to.
Manson, very unsexy underneath the poster.
I ordered, like I said, yakety sax.
Yeah, yakety sax at that point would have been sexier for me. But
you could call the session yakety sax.
Good one, dude. Look, this is how I ended that though, and I had it on mission in my mind. Like, I can't hear Manson while boning again. Yeah. It's got to be something else. Give me that shitty song from some erotica film, like a
Garbage. At least you can hear her sexy ass voice or something.
Dude, Garbage is sexy.
Yeah.
Not the band, but like really just Shirley Manson. Give me the other Manson, Shirley.
Just pick any chick band.
Yeah, but it was her thing. It wasn't my thing. If it were me, it would be silence.
Yeah.
The sound of lonja clapping and against ass, anything but Manson or any song.
That would be Harry Belafonte. Banana boat song.
Oh man, highly deadly black tarantula.
That's my wiener. That's my pubes.
It's just, that's what I was gonna say. It's just the pubes, man. So anyway, so I was like, how can I stop this? How can I suggest another musician? I did, and she was like, no, man, Manson's like the jam to get hot by. And to be fair, it like revved her up to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this is good but bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this has got to stop somehow. The way it stopped just happened to be serendipitous, because she blasted Manson so hard on the speakers. I had these little computer speakers that were fucking loud.
Yeah.
But she blasted it so hard during one fuck sesh that she busted a speaker.
Mm.
And I didn't notice during the fuck sesh because I was like, in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But when I came out after, and then got on the little computer and whatever, listened to some little jam, is that sound, in the speaker, and I'm like, oh man, and I'm like, I think you busted the speaker. It was too loud, and I didn't do it with malicious intent. I was just like, you busted the speaker, and she was like, guilty as fuck about it. Like, oh man, I'll buy another one. I'm like, nah, it's cool. If we keep it under this level, we can't hear
level
it.
That we can't hear in that room.
Yeah, it just so happened that under that level you couldn't really hear it very well in the room. So the Manson stopped piping in, which was good.
And you started piping on.
I did, and but anyway, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm glad that ended, but it's just one of those things that had it not ended, it probably would have continued, and it probably would have eventually evolved to something like yes, Harry Belafonte or Tony Bennett for the most boring fuck sessions of all time.
Yeah, that's not good.
Anyway, that was a video we did. So I found this. Gonna probably burn it because it's Molly Stinking Crow.
Yeah, dude.
I hate this fucking shit, dude.
That's a guy. What's that guy's name? Stink ass?
Vince McNeil, right?
Vince McNeil?
Vince Neil, I'm sorry, not Vince McNeil.
Anyway, he sucks.
Who cares? He fucking stinks. Yeah. Anyway, we're out. Hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification buttons.